She laughed a sharp, unfiltered burst that bounced off the cold elegance of marble walls. It wasn't just laughter, it was ownership. Seriously, she said, tilting the champagne in her glass with smug grace. He's a secretary. Dozens of heads swiveled toward me, some snickering, others offering half-hearted sympathy, most already brushing me aside. Her, tall, polished, and exuding smug billionaire energy, lifted a single brow. "And what is it that you actually do?" he asked, his voice dripping with arrogance. "No, really?" I glanced between him and her. She wore a smirk, like a crown secure, gleaming, overconfident. I returned the gesture with a subtle smile and replied with just 2 words: forensics intelligence. No gasp, just silence, dense, unnerving silence. Her flute slipped from her hand, shattered into fragments on the marble floor. The stillness wasn't from confusion, it was comprehension. They understood. And so did she. She finally realized I wasn't here to celebrate. I was here to end it. She walked out on me 3 years ago. No confrontation, no final conversation. Just a handwritten note. I need more. And then she vanished. She traded our life for high society sparkle, put on opulence like it was custom couture. No texts, no explanations, just empty air and the occasional headline. Tech mogul's latest love stuns at charity gala. From back office assistant to red carpet, darling a modern fairy tale, they called it secretary. That's how she'd always said it, like it was some joke with a punchline. I didn't wear designer suits, I didn't pitch startups, I didn't travel by jet, but she never once asked what I actually did. She assumed I just managed appointments. That was her fatal flaw, her unwavering faith in the story she created, her uncanny ability to make fiction sound like truth. And I let her, because I needed her to feel untouchable. I needed her to talk. After the divorce, I began gathering emails, payment records, DIMs she thought vanished forever. That's my specialty. Tracking digital shadows. What's deleted isn't gone. What's encrypted isn't safe. The same day I got served with divorce papers, I cloned her phone, synced her cloud. She never noticed. What I discovered wasn't just infidelity, was orchestration. She didn't walk away for love, she walked away for leverage. Our marriage was a pipeline. She mined information, contact lists, confidential deals, insider data, and sold it to rivals of her new tech mogul boyfriend. She played both sides, his girlfriend, their asset, but she assumed I'd fade into the background, just another discarded chapter. What she never understood is that secrets decay when buried under arrogance. I waited. I logged every transfer, tracked offshore accounts, tied her disposable phones to masked IPs. Her trail was clumsy, bold, almost theatrical, and I wasn't the only one following it. A corporate counterintelligence team had already flagged her activity. She was being watched, her name whispered in conference rooms, her profile growing quietly radioactive. Then came the meeting. I gave them background. In return, they gave me something big, not just files, credentials, clearance, unfiltered intelligence. She wasn't dating a billionaire. She was selling him. She thought I was irrelevant, but I was the only reason she hadn't already been exposed. I'd protected her, not out of love but out of strategy. I didn't want her to be taken down quietly. I wanted to be there when it happened. So when she sent the party invite, polished, polite, soaked in mock generosity, I accepted. She never thought I'd come. Never thought I'd smile. She introduced me around with theatrical amusement. Her ex, the humble guy who still answers phones. Their laughter filled the air. Then came his question. What do you really do? And I answered, forensics intelligence. I watched his eyes narrow, pupils shrink. He edged back, ever so slightly. That was enough. I handed him a slim white envelope. Open that when she's not watching, I said. Or don't. Either way, you'll know. Then I turned to her. Her face drained of color, ashen, terrified. The exact look of someone caught middle. You wouldn't, she whispered. I leaned in, calm. I already did. I didn't stay for the explosion. I didn't have to. I'd played that moment out in my head too many times to count. He'd open the file, read everything, connect the dots, and then decide was she worth sacrificing himself for. She'd call. She'd cry. She'd beg. But I wouldn't answer. I didn't ruin her. She did that all on her own. I just made sure the world saw. Because revenge isn't about rage. It's about precision. About letting the guilty bury themselves in their own deception and handing them the shovel when the crowd's watching. She made me invisible. She made me feel small. She tried to silence me. But all it took were 2 words. And the whole room finally looked